Before we go today, officials with Lamppa Manufacturing in Tower, Minnesota say they are grateful tonight after a fire broke out at their manufacturing building this morning. Officials say the fire was contained within the walls of the welding area there. Several local fire departments and agencies responded, including places like Ely, Embarrass, Babbitt, and Tower. And while the fire is officially under investigation, leaders with the company say they believe they understand what might have happened, but call it a fluke. They say safety is their top priority, adding their team did everything right in getting everyone out of the building.
Days are going to be a lot of cleanup, a lot of trying to figure out what happened and making sure that everything is safe when it goes back up so that this doesn't happen again.
16 people will be impacted by a pause in welding production, and they're not sure the extent of damage right now, but say no product was damaged in the fire or the response. Let's take a live look out.